Yeah, you know who it is. You know what it do. It's the black magician, the sorcerer, the god of the underworld, the god of the middle world, and the god of the upper world. You know how I do. You dig? And I want to talk about creating yourself a magical name. A magical name or a secret name that nobody else knows but you. Why? Because once you do this, you will be able to become more than just one. You see, you only believe that you're just one because you was taught that anyway as a child. You was programmed as a child to believe that you are just one. So what I want you to do is give yourself a name or names. Give yourself a name that means something great, that means something magical to you. You understand me? Some might call this dealing with your alter ego, or dealing with your ego, or dealing with a created conscious, or another personality. But I want you to look at it as being your other self, or other selves. Say, you dig? Say like if your parents named you Tracy. I'm trying to see how to break this down. Say like if your parents named you Tracy, but you created another secretive name in secrecy that nobody know about. The world would know you as Tracy, and the world will be giving the one that they call Tracy hell, or bad energy, or just worries and stress. But if you knew that you was also somebody else, you could switch conscious. You could flip to the other self or selves. Say like you also was the Dark Lord, or the Great Wizard, or the Great Sorcerer, or the Almighty One, or the Great Magical One, the Great Goddess. You feel me? Those type of words you want to use, those names, because once you create another character, another personality, you can switch conscious. You dig? And then once you're able to do that, switch conscious, you can go back, you see, and help Tracy. You understand me? You can go back, you switch conscious and go back and help your old self. You switch conscious to your greater self, to the great magical one, and go back and help the one that's full of worry. You see, you go back and help the one that's full of stress. You see, and it's all you. You dig what I'm saying? So understand, you got to be able to flip selves. You got to be able to change your personalities. You dig? Say like if you're a laid back person and you feel like you're just too laid back, then flip to a aggressive being, flip to a aggressive person. And if you feel like you're too aggressive, then change into a person that's more laid back and relaxed. You understand? These are the things that you have to be able to do, and magical names and secret names can help you do this, you know, because you created another character within yourself, or many characters, and you will be able to flip. It's called changing your conscious to become something else or somebody else, which is all you. You must know how to change your character. You got to practice doing this. You got to be able to change your personality. And believe me, secret names and magical names can help you do this. You know, it's just like the parent that nicknamed their child Dangerous or Killer. You dig? 9 times out of 10, that child will grow up to be dangerous or a killer. Why? Because words, you see, words and definitions have meanings that has a strong effect on the mind. You dig? Meanings and definitions, you know, definitions are meanings, but the same thing, it has a strong effect on the mind. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand what words to use for yourself and what names to call yourself. You understand me? So use the names and words that will empower you, that will empower yourself. You dig? And for my self-worshippers, you really need to try this. You really need to get into it, because it will make it a lot easier for you to worship your own self, because you created another character that's still you. You dig what I'm saying? Like, for example, say like your name is Mike, but you worship another character that you created that's also you. You dig? Once you're able to do this, if you can do that, you will become the creation that you created. You understand? You will be the creator and the creation all in one. You will be the master and the student. You dig? Wrapped in one. You dig? So you got to understand your power. You know, whatever you worship, you give power to. Whatever anybody worship, they give power to. So worship yourself and give yourself that power. You dig? The one that you worship will be you, and at the same time, it will be your creation. You understand where I'm going? You understand? So, some might say that that's crazy, that sounds crazy, that's hypnosis, or you're manipulating your own self. Why do it? But check it out. If you know what you're doing, if you're conscious of what you're doing, if you're aware of what you're doing, then how can it be manipulation? You feel me? You're not tricking yourself if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, then you're only empowering yourself. You're only giving yourself power. You understand me? So call yourself God, Goddess, Oshun, Set, Maat, Ma'at, Akasha, Ra, Osar, Heke, Hecate, Dark Mother, Spirit, Spirits, Yin Yang, Nature, Diana, the Force, you dig? Pan or Satan. It don't make a difference. It really don't. You dig? Just as long as you know that it's you. You dig? Don't throw yourself in a loop. You better know it's you. You dig what I'm saying? Because remember what I told you last time. Any god or goddess that's not you is only mythology. Mythology isn't real. Mythology is great, but it isn't real. Mythology can help you mold and shape yourself. It can help your mind create a reality. Yeah, that's what mythology good for. It's a tool to help you create your reality, but mythology itself isn't real. You dig? Mythology is words. You dig? And words create. Words create because they have definitions. They have meanings. So don't get caught up in that shit. And don't get caught up in symbols neither. Because one symbol can mean a million different things. Just like a picture can say a million words, can say a million things. A picture can say a million things. It just depends on who's looking at the picture. So get your mind right, you know what I mean? So create for yourself. Create your other self or other selves. Use secret names to protect yourself. Use magical names to empower yourself. You dig? Create your other selves. Practice that. Do that. You know what I mean? And you will see that it was you the whole time. You will see that's you is the creator. You dig what I'm saying? Create a greater self that's greater than your regular self, and you will see your power. You understand what I'm saying? So know your power, and don't get caught up in mythology. You know what I mean? Because mythology is good, but don't take that shit literally. Take bits and pieces from a lot of different mythologies if you choose to. You know what I mean? You got to understand that mythology is only a tool, that can stir the mind full of energy so you can create your reality. You understand? Some people get caught up and take this shit literally. Next thing you know, they live in that shit. You know what I mean? Without knowing that they manipulating themselves. See, if you know what you're doing, then you're not manipulating yourself. You're only empowering yourself once you know how the mind works. So, know your power. Blessed be Black Magic, Almighty Self.